tuning in to another episode of the Berardo Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Berardo. Each episode I focus on giving you fun, entertaining content on health, happiness, positivity, and anything else that's important to us humans. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram at the Berardo, and don't forget to subscribe to the show by visiting theberardo.com/thepodcast, or just click that little subscribe button wherever you're listening to the podcast. Thanks again, and enjoy the episode.
You're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Come here though. Yeah, he's crazy, see? Who are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Are you ready?
But today's very special. It's episode 100. Numero 100. My wife's going to kill me for that poor attempt at Spanish. But today's kind of a very special episode because one of the first episodes I did of the podcast, I didn't really call it a podcast at the time. There was this thing on my YouTube that I did called Getting Socialized, and it was like where I would randomly videotape myself and, interview some friends, just kind of, shooting the shit. And then eventually I turned that into the podcast and, called it the Berardo Podcast. But Chris Levine was actually my first guest of Getting Socialized. So I kind of wanted to bring this around full circle and get him on episode 100. So today was a fun chat. We got a chance to catch up on, his acting career. He's got a couple new movies coming out. One in particular, we show a quick little clip in the podcast. So if you're not listening to this on YouTube, you can check out the YouTube channel where, we show about a 10, 15 second clip of him in action in the movie The Handler, coming soon. And, I'll leave all the links in the description so you can check that out on your own time. But Chris Levine is over on the West Coast in LA. So I wanted to kind of get his feedback on what's been going on with the pandemic and how he's been working, how he's been living. But overall, it's always a good chat talking to Chris. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I know I got a lot of fun out of this one. But before we get into today's episode, I do want to go ahead and thank our new sponsors. Folks, you probably have not even heard of this company yet because I just found them and I am now like super obsessed with them. Golden Ratio is a brand new company that just started, a little less than a year ago, but they're blowing up because, a lot of us are looking for those quick ways to get some caffeine, but let's be honest. I mean, coffee it's not the best for you. I'm not sure about you, but there's nothing worse than making a cup of coffee each morning, looking at your spouse right in the morning, giving her a nice kiss, and then she looks at you like, ugh, fucking coffee breath, Tony, what the hell? Yeah, I know, it sucks. There's a lot of cons to coffee. Allow me to introduce your new cup of coffee. Enter Golden Ratio. Golden Ratio takes everything you love about that morning beverage and takes all the stuff out that you hate about coffee, but doesn't lack any of the caffeine or, those good flavors that you get from some of the coffee brands. With Golden Ratio, you don't get any of that coffee breath, the stained teeth, or even the bubbly guts that you get right after, a nice cup of joe. Because they roast their coffee beans a lot slower than any other coffee brand, it goes down really smooth and actually tastes more like a tea than a coffee. They even come in individual bags, just like a tea. You don't have to drink the entire pot like you normally would if you make a cup of coffee. So that's kind of cool. It helps you out. But each tea bag has up to 100 milligrams of caffeine. So you really don't sacrifice the caffeine by drinking Golden Ratio. Quite the opposite, actually, because you don't get all the negative aspects of what you would normally get with a cup of coffee. Not only to make it easy for each cup to enjoy hot or cold, it's actually a really good way to enjoy whether it's a morning cup of coffee or just an afternoon pick-me-up. But it's actually 5 times less acidic than a regular coffee. So your gut is really going to thank you for this one. If you go to drinkgoldenratio.com, you can actually use the code THEBERARDO. You're going to get 20% off your order. Right now I'm enjoying actually their spiced chai flavor. Yeah, it's good. They have tons of other great flavors like vanilla coconut is one of my other ones. They have some really great seasonal flavors. So just check out drinkgoldenratio.com. Use the code THEBERARDO. And again, you're going to get 20% off your order. Yeah, it's my new favorite thing, man. What's cool about it is like I can I can add these borders and Jesus, I feel like I haven't done these in forever. Let's go plow. Ooh, hello.
Ooh, we're side by side. Hey,
and then I can press these little buttons and bacal.
Oh shit.
But it's like, what? hold on. It's like I can't. Wait a minute. There's too many words. Let me get rid of those. Boom. What?
Done.
Crazy. So what's up, bud?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Dude, it's been a crazy weekend, man. Ugh.
Really? You're
Yeah.
doing all the work yourself, man. I mean, I know you're
know.
rich enough to afford to hire someone. Is it a hobby? Is it a hobby? Is that what's going on here?
It might be just ego. I don't know. Because if I say that I did it myself, it makes me feel better. But if it ends up being shitty, I could just blame it on a contractor, and no one's gonna know.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
No, dude. I mean, it's more like it was super expensive to do all this stuff with a contractor. Like I asked for quotes and stuff, but like doing this whole backyard would cost me, upwards of like 25, maybe 30 grand to do this backyard.
Whoa, big money.
Like when I send you the final pics, I mean it's like 950 square feet of concrete.
Mm-hmm.
The bar, fire pit, and then of course the pizza oven, which is the bane of my existence. That thing I want to kill myself over. I still got like another week left.
Dave Chappelle just talked about the brick oven thing where he met at Seinfeld's and he went and made one too.
The bop.
Yeah, the bop, exactly.
The Kevin Hart. You mean Kevin Hart thing? Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, dude. God, that was so funny. And it was
So
I was like in the process of building it as I was watching that special, and I was like, all right, Kevin Hart's got it made. So as soon as I get done, I'm gonna tag him and be like, dude, because of your special, this is what happened.
For sure. Hopefully he retweets it or something.
Yeah, bud. Yeah, but no, it's been cool, man. And I've been kind of feeling funky under the weather too, so I'm glad I pushed this to Monday. But it's been
okay.
Yeah, it's been rainy outside, so I haven't really done any work this weekend. But yeah, I've been occasionally getting like because my Crohn's have been getting these like spasms. And they're not. Normally, if I get them, they're really bad, where I have to like go to the hospital. That's usually the extent of it. But ever since I've been plant-based, I've probably maybe gone to the hospital twice versus when I was eating like everything in plain sight. I mean, I would go like every 2 months. Like I would have to go to the hospital. Have to.
And what do you do when you go to the hospital? What do they end up doing? Just painkillers or?
No. They do an what's it called? The ND tube, NC tube. What's the acronym? Like when you got to get your stomach stumped. What? Your stomach pumped? Your stomach stumped?
Go home. You're drunk.
Dude, I'm up on this new coffee I'm getting.
Oh, I thought that was that would have been so funny.
They just happen to be sponsored the podcast. Golden Ratio.
Golden Ratio.
No big deal.
Nope.
So I'm already geeked up. No, but they pump your stomach. They put a tube down your stomach. I think it's called an ND tube. I forget the acronym.
Oh, you have to go through that shit? That's like a real thing?
Yeah.
Every time you go there, they got to shove a tube down your throat?
Every time, because what happens is my stomach gets so closed up, or not my stomach necessarily, but my intestines get so closed up that it gets like nothing goes out. So things start coming up if I don't get pumped, and that could cause some serious, obviously, issues with your esophagus, and I mean, so many intestinal problems. It'd be a nightmare. So
nobody's making out with you after that one.
No. Well, not willingly anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But so they put the tube down, but the tube is wicked, man. Have you ever had that done?
No. It's something in my life I'm good with not having done.
Don't.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
But like sometimes if you if you got like alcohol poisoning or something, sometimes they might do it.
Right.
But that was the first time I had it done like 4 years ago when I was diagnosed, and they've done it every single time since, because it's like the step one of what you have to do to alleviate a little bit of the pressure. Because I mean, my stomach. Did they put
you out, or you're awake during that?
No, I got to be awake. Because what happens is, here's wicked. This is gonna prepare yourself. You ready for this? It's a great way to start a podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
No one's listening now.
Okay.
So they take the tube and they shove it up my nose.
Through the nose too?
Yeah, because you can't put it down here through the esophagus. I'll choke. Okay. You'll die. So they put up the nose, and then I have to swallow it. They make me swallow it. Yeah,
This is where we're at with medical fucking shit right now, bro. Like
this is the highest technology.
Just shove a tube down the fucking human.
A swallow in a tube. Yeah, I mean, this is insane. They did this, you know, back in the 70s. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, they make me do that, and then that stays in my stomach the whole time, and it constantly is. What's this here? It's constantly pumping out, you know, goodies the whole time.
Looks like you're wearing a do-rag, by the way. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, dude, I wasn't in the mood to do my hair.
The hair looks good, bro. Let it hang out a little.
Look at that, dude.
You got good, yeah, man, look at that. Hey, you got a good hairline. Deal with that, all right?
Yeah, outrageous. Yeah, that's right. Actually, it doesn't look too bad now.
No.
But yeah, dude. So they do that, and then they put me on pain meds, and I can't eat anything, so they have to, you know, feed me an IV with potassium and all the good stuff. So,
so sorry, man.
Yeah.
You know, I hearing shit like that, it reminds me how much I'm blessed to, like, you know, not have those kind of conditions and stuff like that. And, you know, my brother's the same way. He's got tons of just like kind of just little things wrong that can escalate really badly. And it's like,
oh, did I lose you? Can you hear me?
You can hear me? There
you are. I got you.
All right.
What were you laughing at? Were you laughing at yourself?
Yeah, I'm laughing at myself because I have do not disturb on, yet somehow that phone call came through.
Oh, and then it probably switched over. Yeah.
Switched over. Hang on. Oh, we're not live yet, right? That didn't fuck us up.
No, you good. I'll edit this shit, or I might keep it because it's fun.
I don't know why. All right, I have do not disturb on. I don't know why that happened. I apologize.
Yeah,
that was unprofessional. Fuck.
No, you're good. No one's ever gonna know.
All right.
Unless I want them to know.
No one's gonna know. That's like that TikTok, right? No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know.
That's right.
Are you on TikTok at all?
Of course. I mean, I used to be a lot.
I don't see you that often though.
Yeah, now I just kind of use it when I like post, you know, podcasts just to kind of get content out there. Right. But it was become so much work to, you know, do stuff and prank the wife. I was getting sick of it for a while, but it was nice.
A lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. Well, I did stop my Snapchat though. I deleted that. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's.
Are you even on Snapchat?
You know, no. If you're an 18-year-old girl, like maybe it makes sense to snap with your friends, but I'm a grown-ass man.
That's right.
You know?
I mean, unless you're a 35-year-old man and want to see the 18-year-old, then I guess.
I mean, even when I date young women, I go, listen. From the first conversation, I go, listen. I'm not joining Snapchat because of you.
That's the reason. It's the only reason.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. No, but yeah, dude. So you said, yeah, you're blessed. I heard that, and then you cut out.
Oh yeah. Because of my random phone call. What the fuck?
That bitch
I'm blessed not to be
important.
sick. You know, not yes, that was. I'm blessed to not have things like Crohn's disease, and my brother has the same type of shit. Like where you know, little things that can escalate to something major. I just always been lucky, man. Never have anything like that. I mean, you know, I was blind. I have LASIK. You know, I had like tubes in my ears and braces and that whole shit. But you know, other than those normal human traits of being just generationally.
Yeah, I think that's a word. Yeah, no, it's funky, man. It's something I mean, you know me, dude. It's been so hard to deal with it because I feel like I only get these spasms and it gets really bad. And again, luckily I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything this time because I know kind of when I feel it's coming, I'm like, all right, I got to stop eating. I got to stop drinking. And I just got to sit with the heating pad like I'm a girl on her period and just fucking and suck it up and just power through the pain because I can't take painkillers. I don't know if you know, but I mean, if I take painkillers, it causes more constipation and more upset stomach. So it makes it worse. So if I take painkillers, then it's even worse. So I just got to kind of, you know, breathe through. And it lasts probably constantly 2 days, maybe. Like I'm starting to feel a little bit better today. And then I'll introduce soft foods again. And I just got to take my time with it. But yeah, it's been shitty because egotistically and the narcissism side of me is so pissed off about it because it only happens. I'm starting to connect the dots, and I think it took me this long, almost 5 years now, to like look myself in the mirror and say, like all joking aside, look myself in the mirror and say, the main reason why this happens a lot to me now, because I've eliminated a lot of things from my diet and I'm barely drinking now. The big reason I think is working out. And that was hard for me to muster because it shows that, because, you know, that's like a huge part of my life. But a lot of studies show that stress is a big factor of Crohn's disease and outbreaks, where you'll have more outbreaks if you're more stressed. So I try to alleviate a little bit of stress, CBD and melatonin, all that bullshit, which is okay. Mm-hmm. But stress on the body is a big factor too. So, you know, if I'm training too hard, like, you know, fucking kettlebell swings and squats and shit like that, after a couple weeks of training hard, I could tell it starts to catch up with me. And it's hard to take, dude, because, you know, it's not like I want to do plyometrics the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So every time I get to like a certain weight, once I crack above like 150, it like my body just doesn't react now. It shuts down. So
terrible.
Yeah, it
terrible.
sucks. That's the hardest part to deal with, if I'm being honest. I don't care about the pain as much, but that part sucks. So
yeah, I mean, you and I met at the gym, so
that's
was
right.
10 years ago, 15 years ago. So
yeah,
it just shows that, you know, the gym is definitely part of who we are, and to remove that, it's like I don't even know who I am.
Literally, that's why I'm freaking. I got the you know, hipster starter pack I'm wearing right now. Fucking glasses and the beanie. I'm just giving up on life.
It's kind of dark in there too, bro. You got
so
the lights
down. Anybody watching on YouTube is like, this is normally it's like bright in here, and you know, I got like blue lights, but now it's like freaking a DC film. But yeah, man. But hey, other than that, the things are good.
It's 10 a.m. here. I'm like, yes, let's talk about all our diseases together.
I keep forgetting it's 10 a.m. For me, it's like, you know, I don't know, 6 p.m. here. Like I'm getting ready to, you know, call it a day. Mm-hmm. What are you drinking? You got a cup of Joe there?
No, I'm drinking water, but like, you know, on like Saturday, like on night shows and shit, you know, they're like, just the idea of me drinking coffee looks better than a glass of water.
That's true, right? Aesthetically. It's interesting.
What's the brand coffee we're drinking right now?
Golden Ratio.
Golden Ratio.
That's what you're drinking.
The mild roast is my favorite.
Ooh. They don't have that, but that's okay. Just kidding. No, actually, I did they just hit me up. There's a company that I work with, Superfat, that they were one of the first sponsors. And the guy that used to be the creative marketing director now started this new company, and, you know, reached out to me like a couple weeks ago and sent me some of his products and stuff. It's actually really good. It's because I'm a big coffee guy, but again, you know, with Crohn's, coffee is just not good.
Yeah, like, I don't know how you're doing that.
Well, I mean, it's probably a big reason why I keep having outbreaks, but it's coffee. Who's going to stop drinking that? It's ignorant. When I stop working out too, I mean, come on. But, but they actually slow roast their beans, which is pretty interesting. So it comes in a tea bag. It's not, I mean, it's straight up coffee, but it comes in a tea bag, and you can either drink it hot or cold, whatever. And you boil it like you would tea, but it's actually coffee. It's slow roasted coffee beans, so it drinks more like tea. It's very smooth. It's 5 times less acidic. So I've been drinking that for a couple weeks now, and it makes me feel a lot better as opposed to like that bubbly gut you get from coffee. So it's interesting.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway,
I like the idea of the tea bag. So you just throw it in your hot water like a tea bag?
That's it. Or, you know, like my wife, she does she likes cold tea. I'm not a big fan of cold brew and stuff like that, but she likes cold coffee and stuff. So she'll put tea bags in a big pitcher and let it soak overnight for like 6 hours, throw some ice in a cup, and then drink it that way. I just can't do cold. I can't really do cold drinks unless it's. Nah, I'm not a fan. Even at like 4 p.m. on a summer day in Florida, I'm still cranking some hot coffee.
Yeah, but at that time it's raining anyway, so it makes sense.
That's right. And then I'll have
every
some
day
hot
at 4 o'clock.
Every day during the summer, June to August. Speaking of weather, how are things out in Cali? Is it nice?
It's 50-50 right now. We've had some gloomy days where like a high of maybe 65 and like a
Hmm.
low of 45. But then you have days like this where the sun's coming out and it's like probably a high of like 69.
That's sick. It's gonna be like that for a while, right? Till like March.
You didn't get my sexual reference in the 69 degrees, I guess, but I said it essentially too. I said essentially. I said 69. You're just like, yeah, 69. It's a great temperature for outside.
It's a great impression of me. Well, so I have this thing going. So to have this Ecamm live set up, I have like multiple monitors, so I can't see you.
Oh, you
So
don't see me right now.
No, I'm looking at the camera, so I could, it looks like I'm paying attention to you. But I can hear you. So
Huh.
yeah, any
Wow.
any facial features will be
You're not gonna get any of this.
not until I review it and watch it multiple times for my enjoyment. But
I'm like
Available
90%
now.
facial features.
available now on YouTube. So anyway, keep that in mind. There it is. Caesar.
Are you watching? Are you watching YouTube?
So now, see, I'm looking at you now.
Okay, yeah. Hey.
So we don't have that eye-to-eye contact that I crave as a human.
Oh, you have to turn your head. You have to turn your head. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
No. So
No.
I have to make this decision whether I don't see you and I only hear you, or I hear you and, don't see you. So it's like, it's a tough call. I got to tell you, because I want to see you.
I want to do the intro to this because it's going to be like, hey guys, I'm Chris Levine, and today I'm talking with Darth Maul from the Star Wars fucking franchise.
Hold on.
Yep. Today we're going to talk about why he has two blades.
I don't know why I was a velociraptor right there, but
I know, breathing all heavy and shit on us. Clever girl.
yes. So yeah, the intro. I guess we should probably get started.
Yeah.
We're already
What time is
25
it?
minutes in.
Yeah.
Do you have to go?
Do you think we can wrap at 11:30? I got to wrap. Do you think that's possible?
What time is that? 30 more minutes? Stop. Hold on. First of all, we're going to be
30
doing this
minutes.
for a while. Stop throwing out your Pacific Standard shit, because then I got to do the quick math in my head. You've been doing that all week.
I know.
Do you notice
11
you do
p.m.
that?
your time, I got to stop.
No, just say 30 minutes like a normal human. What's the matter with you? Like you did it this morning. Hey, can we do 10:30? And I'm like, 2, 3. Yes, we could do it in 30 minutes.
I'm the guest. I'm the guest.
It's all right. I'm going to cut all this out and spin it my way, okay? Fake news.
Fake news.
But yeah, I already did the intro and all that, so
Oh,
yeah, people know who you are.
Alright.
This is why you're here. 100 episodes.
100 episodes, bro. It's just fucking awesome.
It's huge,
Where's my-
man.
Where's my thing? I had like a bing thing, but I don't want to move now. I
hear
didn't need.
that?
I had like a. I bought. Where is it? I'm not
Did you hear
getting
that
it.
audio or
Whatever.
no?
Yeah, I heard the little thing. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're welcome.
It was 100
yeah-
episodes, bro. That's exciting. You're a
It's
millionaire
exciting.
now, right?
Yeah, man. I think YouTube officially after 100 episodes they give you $6 million. Forget the number, but after
Cool.
tax it's probably like 3. But I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting, man.
Yeah, no. What was funny is, I looked at like our last, well, not our last one, but the very first one we did where it was like, it wasn't even called a podcast. It was, getting socialized, and I wasn't sure what it was. And I only did a few episodes of that because it didn't make sense for me to do it. I didn't like it. It was like, it was too like newscaster, and I was like, I'm just gonna make this a podcast because podcasts started to blow up a couple years ago.
Yep.
And yeah, you were the first guest. You came on. I think that's when Anabolic Life came out.
I was the first guest.
Technically, you were the first guest of like Getting Socialized, which eventually turned into the podcast. So yeah, you were the first guest. This is why you're here at 100. It's a big deal.
Wow, look at me, bro. Look at me.
I mean,
you're
I
always support the little guys. Like
I appreciate it.
that's what I'm known for.
I've noticed. Yeah, you just randomly text me, and sometimes you even are nice enough to throw out a little comment here and there on Instagram. It's very sweet. So I know
I even share some of your stuff on Instagram. The truth is though, I don't listen to podcasts. I don't.
Whoa.
Like, I know. I'm never in the car long enough to like really be like, well, let me listen to two people talk. And
Yeah.
I get why people do it, and I there's some great podcasts out there. But I'd
Sure.
rather watch like clipped versions on YouTube where I can see the people talking. I'm a visual guy.
I'm with you. Which is why, if you're not, watching this on YouTube, you need to watch so you could visually see, Chris and in all his glory and his fantastic hairline. I'll edit a good hairline for you.
Yeah, Photoshop this on. Like about where I was
That's
at
right.
23, like right here.
I'll cut it. Looks good though.
Thanks.
No, you look good, man.
Yeah,
You look healthy.
Give me a Hollywood haircut. That's what they call
There
that
you
when the screen is just like right here. That's a Hollywood haircut.
I could just send you the hipster starter pack that I had just got in the mail. I'm rocking
Where's
that.
my hoodie? Assistant.
Assistant, get your golden ratio and a hoodie and bring it over here like a man.
Yeah. Bring it to me now. No.
No, but you look good, man. You look healthy. You look COVID free, which seems positive.
It's hard. Yeah, it's negative, but it's positive. You're right. It's
right, especially being in California.
easy.
I mean, because
Oh
don't
man,
you guys?
it's gross here.
Yeah, we have the most cases, but the biggest restrictions. Interesting.
I know. And
What's
like
that
you in
about?
Florida, y'all guys are chilling, partying, no masks, movie theaters, the whole nine.
Everything. NASCAR
Yeah.
games, events,
Gotta love NASCAR.
Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
deal. A lot
Big
going
deal.
on.
You know why?
No,
Because
but
LA is so compressed, dude. That's why.
oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
You have, you have so many. You have because of how expensive it is here, and then so many low income people try to survive here that you have multiple families in apartments. It's a place where at 50 years old, it's okay to have roommates. Like nobody looks at that odd here because it's so expensive. And when you have those kind of conditions, I think it just leads to just
Yeah.
a viral attack on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, do you see it? I mean, where do you see this going? Like, I mean, do you think? Because I know the homeless problem is getting pretty bad in different parts. I mean, I got a friend that just visited San Francisco recently.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I was out there. I think we tried to meet up when I went to Napa, but I was out there last year, and it got And I think like 4 years, or maybe it was 2 years before that is when I saw you. I don't know, one of those days. I went to San Francisco both times. Just within 2 years, San Francisco was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, because Brenda's first time there was last year, and I like built it up. Like we're on the plane. I'm like, oh, this is going to be, you remember LA? San Francisco's way better than that. And then we get there and she's like, can we go to Skid Row? Because San Francisco's gross. Like it was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's really bad there.
Yeah. I mean, do you see it like, it's terrifying because I don't see like a way, and it's not just Cali, it's all across the country, but it's scary, like the homeless and just the way those folks can't get the help they need. And there's no policing of it. Like, do you see it internally? No. Is there news sources or anything that you're hearing that you see things getting better down the road?
I think so. Well, they just started. Private sector started, like the nonprofit private sector just started building. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what needs to be done. Is you provide these these tax write-off housing for homeless, and then they don't have an excuse to be in a tent on the side of our highways and stuff like that. But that takes time. It takes money, obviously, and nothing's cheap in LA. So, especially with this pandemic, with people losing their jobs, you're seeing people I feel like are coming here. Our weather is always pretty decent to survive in, right? And
year long.
And now it's almost like it's frowned upon. But hey, we'll buy you a tent now. It's kind of a thing,
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I mean, it also sucks because there's no empathy towards. I mean, there's a lot of, you see all the studies of like most of these cats are like ex-vets, people that just got divorced that couldn't find a job and couldn't find their way. And it's like, there's, there's a lot of crazy people out there for sure. But you also got to understand there's a vast majority of those people that are probably just need some help. You know, it's like we do
Yeah.
Section 8 homes. Like, what's the difference between that and, you know, and
Well,
taking
Section
care of the
8,
homeless?
they still have rent though, I think, right?
They do. But,
Yeah.
I mean, shit, who knows? I mean, you get these cats under a roof. Maybe they're a little bit more optimistic. Maybe get some nurses in there to help control some type of, you know, if they're either hooked on alcohol or meth or whatever it is, get some rehab help and maybe, you know, nurse them back to health a little bit. Maybe they'll start paying some rent, and then you just tax the fuck out of them when they live in these homes. You know, once they have jobs and stuff, maybe you built in a tax. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but yeah, it's tough because you got to get, you know, the Senate and the House, the state, all these fucking politicians behind, you know, one idea, and you know, it's
I
tough,
agree.
man.
And
but-
then also it's the fight with them, right? On, hey, we're gonna give all this to you. You're gonna get food and shelter, and we have help here for you. But they still have to want the help.
right.
And I think a
And
lot
that's
of them
rare.
are just like, they're just on cruise control, and this is the life they've chosen, and they're fine with it. And they're like, hey, it's too bad it affects you guys, but
Yeah.
we don't really care, you know. So,
Well, and it's like, it's also telling, you know, a homeless dude that's 45, 50 years old that, you know, he's been doing, you know, coke under a tent for 10 years in LA, rent free, stress free. That's a pretty good life. I mean, you're in a tent, but if he's hopped up on some blow all day, he's probably having a good time. Like, it's hard to convince that guy to start paying rent again. You know what I mean?
yeah, get back into the system and pay taxes and the whole nine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the
drugs are bad, but also, you know, until you try it, they're pretty cool. So it's like, it's tough to,
Hey,
hey, once you get on it, hey, but that's cool, man. No, that's you know, hopefully it works out well. You see a long future of you in LA and Cali? You liking it out there?
Yeah, unless, my career takes me into like New York or Atlanta or Louisiana to film for whatever reason. Yeah, LA's home
Sure.
until I'm up in the big stars, and and then I can move wherever and they'll just fly me in. I think that's the way that happens.
No doubt. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Give you your own jet and everything.
Own jet.
But you got a lot going on though, bud.
Yeah, we're doing good to start 2021, man. I really am.
Even your pandemic hasn't been that bad. Your 2020 hasn't been bad. I feel like you've put out more movies this year than in years past. No, like, what'd you do?
Yeah.
I mean, you filmed what, 2 or 3 this year, in 2020.
Yeah, I filmed. Yeah, 2020. I filmed 2 features with me as lead actor, and a short film as well. And I released my Alaskan movie we talked about from 2019 in December. So that's doing okay for, $20,000 Alaskan thriller. Doing okay.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it is.
Anywhere else? I saw it on Amazon. But...
Yeah, I think they just signed the deal to put it on Shudder and Tubi.
Oh, Shudder's a big deal.
Yeah, Shudder's cool.
Because it's a horror genre, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just woke up on Saturday to a pretty rough review of No Way Out, the Alaskan movie that's out right now. And the guy obviously watched the movie because it was thorough and in depth on how much he hated it. And he fucking hated it. But what people don't understand is that there's so much involved in making a movie. Like, my name is all over No Way Out because I had to save it, right? So I edited it. I did all post-production was from me, and I wrote it. I'm acting in it. Yeah, but what they don't know is that my whole script changed the minute we landed in Alaska. So that's not even what I wrote, but I'm still the writer credit. And they don't know that.
Is that just because of laws or production or what?
It was our budget. We didn't have enough money to do what I wrote, so everything had to kind of be adapted to what we could afford to do. And you lose some stuff there. Same shit with Anabolic Life. That's different story. So I'm 0 for 2 in my writing. People love it, and then they go, "We love it so much, we're gonna change it."
Right. Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, I think, but your ambition's there, and as long as your ambition stays there, if you could put out 5 more movies like this, but you keep that ambition, once you hit that 6th movie and you actually have the budget and you could put that vision together, that's when it's going to click. It's like, and then maybe in like 2026, we can see Chris Levine's No Way Out. It could be like the Chris
Yeah.
Levine cut. Hashtag Chris
Yeah.
Levine cut.
Ooh.
Think about that.
Ooh.
Start a new trend on
Yeah.
Twitter or what, bud?
What up? Move over, Zachy boy.
Which, by the way, side note on your career, we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
But
To
did
someone
you
with a
see?
better career.
Well, like 2 more notches above. Don't give him too
Just
much
a little
credit.
bit. Just a
A little bit.
Yeah.
But did you see that new trailer though?
I did. I mean, I'm not a DC fanboy. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
It's pretty dope.
yeah, I mean, him get the whole story with him leaving the original cut and the whole reason behind that. Like, I get it. Give him the shot. I mean, he spent like $50 million more on this movie. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think of Joker at the end?
Oh, I loved it. That was probably my favorite part.
What is that from? Is that from a certain comic book, or that's just them going? Yeah.
So that's like a nightmare that was in fuck, what was it? I think it was Flashpoint, the comic, and that's where Batman had a dream. I mean, essentially hopefully how Zack Snyder's movie is gonna play out, but he had a dream where he did that, and Flash went to the future to try to warn him after the dream, and he told him, "Hey man, your dream was right. Don't go down this path because this is what happens." And during that dream was like where you saw in the original Justice League where Superman was the bad guy and, Batman was like trying to save the world from Superman. And then the Joker and him end up kind of being an alliance and taking down everybody. So I hope that's how they're going to, I hope that's how they're going to play it out. But I heard rumor on the street, and I know you're not a fanboy like me, but the Killing Joke was the most gruesome Joker comic ever made, and they made it into like a cartoon movie, and that was rated R. It was the first like rated R Joker movie, and I heard that Jared Leto and Ben Affleck were going to do a live action movie of that, because I'd love to see the two of them together. And it looks like Jared Leto's take is how like Zack Snyder wanted it versus like that Suicide Squad bullshit tattoo and grilled teeth and all that. So I'm intrigued, man. It gave me chills because I think Jared Leto's an incredible actor, and I think he deserves to take on that role a couple times so we could see him shine. For sure.
Yeah, I agree. He does deserve another chance. Him in a purple car with a grill, like, to me, that's off.
Well, and it was never, that was never in the comics, so it's like, now you're just, it was almost kind of like racist, actually. Like, he was, because every Joker villain, or excuse me, every Joker comic and movie, like, he's always been involved with the mafia. Right. And, like, it was like an all black gang that he was in charge of. He had the grills, and it was very like, it was trying to be too woke, I think, or something. I don't know what it was. It was very interesting though. Yeah. The tattoos and, he put on Lil Wayne probably and listened to it. It was like, all right, dude, calm down. Let's not be woke here. Let's stick with the comics.
You would think as an actor, especially with Jared Leto's clout, that you kind of go during the makeup test, you're like, whoa, can we slow down here? But I don't know. DC and Marvel are so powerful. I feel like you just, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, you just throw up against the wall and see what sticks. Because nowadays, if you don't, look at what's happening here, right? Like, they didn't like it. The reviews got really bad. Now Jared Leto's getting a second chance. So DC's probably like, we could reinvent. Like, they're already redoing the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
rebranding.
Yeah.
But Margot Robbie is going to be Harley Quinn again. Like, it's so it's just telling us, all right, guys, just forget everything that happened in the first one. But we're going to reboot this. Speaking of Leto and movies, have you seen The Little Things?
I saw it.
What'd you think?
I thought Denzel looked bored. I thought the idea that Rami Malek is a tough cop at 5'3" was a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny how, like, we're in this world, wherever that is, right? And then the creepiest motherfucker in the whole town happens to be Jared Leto. Like, and he's not the killer's still out there, right? But
sure.
I just thought that was so, like, I would like to see Jared Leto dressed up like from American Psycho. And then him being the twisted that he is, not like the normal depressed Jared Leto that we normally.
He was obviously twisted in that. Like, it's almost like they wanted, like, I feel like as they wrote it, I feel like the ending was what you expect if you actually paid attention to it, which was like Jared Leto was but he ended up not being the killer. He was just a nut job. Like,
Just a nut job.
most people would thought, oh, Jared Leto's the killer, even though there was no proof to it. But that just goes to show you how, like, how fucked up things can get. And I to your point, if he was like sharp dressed and all that and more maniacal and twisted like he was, but they had to like dig a little bit more, it would have been more interesting. But also that's kind of the genius part about it. I liked about it because he wasn't that, and it felt like Denzel, and yeah, he did a shitty job. That's not the Denzel that we all know and love, unless that's what they were going for. But I don't know. I was a little disappointed in that. But I like the ending. Spoiler alert about the hair clip.
The hair clip. Yeah, that was cool.
That was kind of dope. Where it was like, ooh, so this guy's just like guessing throughout his entire detective career, and he doesn't give a fuck because really he's the twisted one. Like, I feel like ultimately that was the plot. But when I was watching it, and you're a horror junkie too, so I'm hoping you remember this, but for me, I got a real taste of Seven, especially at the end. Did you feel that a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the cars going out in the middle of nowhere, he's like, he's like Kevin Spacey's down on the knees, and I envy you.
Yeah, you're right.
A little bit.
100% Seven right there. Yeah.
I was like, come on, guys. I even looked at Brenda. I was like, I bet this dude's gonna hit him with the shovel. Like, I called it because instead of a gun, he had a shovel. I was like, it's very predictable.
Yeah. Can you die from a shovel hit instantly like that?
Well, it apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in the movie, so I guess it's true.
Yeah, it's in the movie, so it's true. You're right. I just don't know. Like if I was in a fight with someone and all I had was a shovel, am I gonna kill him with the shovel with one smack? I don't know.
It had to be like either right in the what's that area?
Yeah, temple.
Sure. Yeah, temple.
Yeah.
Why is that the temple? We'll come back to that. But yeah, I think maybe if it was in the temple, I would have loved to see him like lose it because he was such a pussy. And I felt like Jared Leto just walked on him the whole time, and he was just not believable as really as anything. I didn't like it at all. But I would have loved to see him lose his mind, like beat the hell out of him with a shovel would have been nice. And then it would have been like, oh, so this guy's a little bit of a psycho.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury is now a cop.
And that was a great movie too.
But that was great. And like, I'm not a huge fan of Rami Malek. I mean, he's just kind of a weird dude to watch sometimes. I never watched the Mr. Robot, but for Freddie Mercury, I mean, he was born to play that role. It's pretty amazing how fucking like that's brilliant acting.
Set on he was,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Any good movies call out to you though that you've watched lately, or is it just back kind of?
I just finished why I forget the new John Washington, Zendaya, Malcolm and Marie. Yeah. So I just watched that.
How was that?
It's beautifully shot and pretty well written, but it's just it's about a night of arguing with this couple, and so I think if you're watching it with your girlfriend, you're not going to walk out of that movie going, hey, let's make some love. Isn't our relationship great? Like, and I think at a time during a pandemic, we need more positive things especially for relationships trapped in COVID and stuff. So it's funny
it's almost like if you're arguing with your girl, you probably shouldn't sit down and watch The Breakup with Vince Vaughn. Like, it's not the best.
Probably not.
Great
it was
movie.
An interesting watch though. Yeah.
Yeah, great movie, but not the best to watch. During a pandemic when you're stuck at home with that spouse.
And I just watched Judas and the Messiah.
Oh, on Netflix, sure.
Max.
Oh, HBO Max. That's right.
Yeah, and I mean, brilliantly acted. Like, the two lead actors in that. I mean, I think
they're great.
The main guys from Get Out.
Oh, love that movie. Yeah.
Actually, they're both from Get Out. They're both in Get Out, and man, they're just some power stuff in there. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's been some good ones. I've been getting into raunchy, old school '90s comedies that I haven't seen in a while.
Cool. Like what?
Well, just last night we watched Money Talks on Netflix with Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker? Yeah.
Just so stupid, but God, that was great though.
Yeah, classic stuff.
Oh yeah, great. And HBO Max I'm really enjoying because it has some goodies on there too. I definitely got. I got the Max. I got Netflix. I got Hulu, and we got Disney Plus. That's what we got.
You got them all.
I got them all. Got the good ones. I don't pay for Hulu though. I deal with the commercials. I'm okay with that. But one show that we started watching that I'm obsessed with now is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Have you seen that show?
It's I never watched it, but it had such like a fan outpour when it was canceled that it has to be good.
Bro, it's very Parks and Rec. It's very Office.
Right.
Right. It's hilarious. So
Andy's hysterical.
Oh yeah, the best. That's definitely one of my favorite shows. I was a little upset that it got put off Netflix because it went to that stupid NBC streaming service.
Right. Peacock or whatever.
Fucking Peacock. But anyway, enough about those shitty movies. Let's talk about real acting.
Boom.
Transition. Hey, but I did get this clip though. You ready? Let's watch this together. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Prepare yourself, humans. Here we go. And 3.
Should I set up this clip? No, maybe not.
Well, set it up. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, cool. So this is my new movie we shot last year, and it's coming out this year. It's called, as you probably see on your screen, The Handler. And I star as a guy who decides to get out of doing bad stuff, and there's always ramifications when you do that.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Enjoy,
I know.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
Whoa. My dude.
Whoa.
I got to tell you, so 2 things on that. Number 1, well done. Number 2, a little bit of a tease you are, sir.
Yeah, that was a tease.
It was a little bit of tease because I watched that, and for people watching that, so the clip itself is like 15 minutes, but like it's 5 seconds and 5 seconds on the back end of the title screen. So when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to get almost 20 seconds of this guy doing some shit. And then it gives me this little friggin', pre-Die Hard tease, and I'm like, you mother. But it looks good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks, man. I only got 30 days to learn how to even be a fighter, and we learned the fights the day of on set. There was no rehearsal time. So you just do your best, and so it was really hard. And we brought that in the clip is Tyrone Magnus, who's like a major YouTube star, and he flew in from Jersey to do it, and we beat the shit out of each other for a good amount of time. And it's funny watching it. Everybody's like, your crawl at the end there was a little staged. And I said, listen, I gotta wait for big ass Tyrone to jump on me. I'm so nimble right now, and at my fitness level right there, I was like, it would have been over.
Yeah,
you have to make some movie magic there.
Yeah, dude. No, it's to be expected. I mean, it looks. I love the fighting sequence and the way it was shot. What was that? 3 cameras or used 2?
It's just literally one camera. It's kind of on a wide lens,
and you went back and forth.
Yeah. We did it we had to do it a couple times. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Well, I mean, it looks like it's multi-camera though, so that's that's a testament of the camera work too and the editing. So
yeah.
When does that come out?
So the film is just about done. They're finishing up audio and post-production, and then it'll go through its distribution channels to see what makes sense for it and timing. Sure. We could pitch it to Netflix. It could go where everything else is going, which is just like, you can rent or buy on Amazon Prime or iTunes and stuff like that. So we don't know. Maybe small theater release depending on time frame and what's opening.
Sure.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. Hopefully it's good.
Well, when it does come out, we'll take a look, and depending on how that goes, we'll have another show, another podcast on it.
Another shitty review for Chris. I can't take it.
Nah, dude, no, it's awesome, man. Again, it's all about the the quantity that comes out too. I think it is important, especially nowadays. I mean, the more content you're putting out and getting your name out there, I mean, the right role is gonna come where it kind of comes all together. So overall, though, you felt good about it, but after shooting and everything.
I felt good, man. We had a great director and a great fight choreographer who worked a little bit on Taken 2 because it was in his hometown in Turkey. And yeah, everybody came to play, and then you really can't make a movie like that unless you have bodies.
Mm,
People that are willing to like drop their ego and not have lines and just be in there for like, if I do a spin and shoot you, like that's your scene in the movie. And for
that's
people
right.
to be okay with that, that's how these movies like John Wick and shit like that, that's why they're successful, because all the extras and all the other people that come in and help, like how John Wick wouldn't be cool if he just had one guy to kill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, there would be only one John Wick, and it wouldn't be that long of a movie.
That would be it,
and now they're on like 6 or something. So
Yeah.
God, those are great though, aren't they?
They're so good, man.
They're
So good.
I'm curious how he's gonna deal with this new Matrix movie that's coming out. That should be interesting.
It should be interesting, yeah,
Yeah.
especially since they haven't made a good movie since The Matrix 3. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and even still, that was like that was debatable. That
Yeah.
was like all CGI. You
We're
could
pushing.
yeah, you could have done that from the computer screen and leave all the actors at home.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the first one was like that's where it's at. It
Yeah,
is
we weren't ready
interesting.
for that.
Yeah, no, it is interesting how you see movies that are like that in the 90s where they're fantastic and they barely have
Mhm.
any CGI, and they're like hardcore action or sci-fi movies. That's the argument of like what's happening with Star Wars, right? Is like once you could do all these, that's why I enjoy watching your stuff, because it's almost like you don't really need CGI. I mean, it's there has to be a point where film needs to be film again, because you look at like the first Matrix versus the last one. It's like, all right, dude, now you're stretching. Now you're getting too sci-fi, as opposed to like, it almost seems like it could happen.
Yeah.
It's like those Avenger movies. Like, listen, I'd like to believe that eventually something could happen, but Iron Man 1 was great because you're like, oh, this guy could actually build a thing and do this, but now you're in Avengers and you're like battling 1,000 robots, and New York City always gets destroyed every 18 months. It's like, all right, guys, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I know.
It's a little too much.
Yeah.
But,
the belief of disbelief.
Yeah. I mean, and now there are all these reboots, and, we need to get back to like film again. It's probably frustrates you a little bit more because you're an actor, where it's like, I mean, unless you're in a Marvel movie,
Yeah.
where's the payday, right? Because now we're so immune to this dopamine hit of this action, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that sometimes, or is it kind of like it is what it is? You're rolling with
For
the
me,
punches?
it's tough because as if you're a blind audience member, you think that's the new norm, is like these $300 million movies, or
That's right.
even something like The Little Things probably cost at least 10 million to make, if not more. And it's really a basic film, it's just like a few locations, but so now when you look at something that I'm making that's a couple $100,000, and then you review it the same way that you would The Little Things, you got to take a step back and be like, yeah, we're working with 20 people, they're working with 1,000 people. Like, you can't rate my movie on the same.
Yeah.
I'm still hung up on my bad review.
No, I mean, listen. I mean, that's kind of my point. Is like, you got to get back to like what's film, right? I mean, there's an argument that there's a difference, in my opinion, between film and movies. I mean, there's a huge difference there. Where, film, it is what it is. I mean, you're filming. You look at all these short films and these clips from video creators on YouTube. Those look great. Those look good, and those are the same cats that are working on like low budget films, but again, you're not going to, you shouldn't review those, rather, versus like a Warner Brothers production where they're going into the movie with, like you said, a couple $100 million, and some of that's just for the actors. You talk about the production, and they have a studio to work around. I mean, Warner Brothers actually has a location where you could build a city if you want. You guys got to like go to a location and probably sell it to the city and say, hey, let us film here, right? So it's like, you don't have the big production behind you, and you gotta, if you're a reviewer, you gotta be careful, where it's like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, it's not every company has millions of dollars and a big production coming behind them. So it's gotta be a little frustrating. So I think you're right in like, you're right in kind of doing that. But that's our fault though. This is, us humans as a problem where we like need this constant action and all this CGI and this damage. It's terrifying. Because in 10 years, I mean, What's it gonna look like?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be like
Yeah.
VR and like
Right.
that's it. I don't know. We have to be in the movie now, or we don't like it. I don't know.
Like I was watching, I think a great movie because I watched Little Things and I was like, that's not Denzel. So then I watched Safe House with Ryan Reynolds
Mm-hmm.
and Denzel, and I watched that and I was like, now that Denzel's like Training Day Denzel. Like that's the Denzel you like, right? And I was looking at that and there were certain parts where I was like, it's kind of like low budget. And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was only 10 years ago. And now you look at like Ryan Reynolds and like what was that Assassin's Bodyguard he did with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like a similar concept, but obviously more funny. And I look at that and the production values, like there's a car chase every 2 minutes and people are blowing up all over the place. And I'm like, a 10-year difference. I can't imagine another 10 years. It's going to be wicked movies.
Wild. You won't even need actors soon. Everybody be digital perfect people.
Yeah, that's right. And the production companies will be able to pay them less, so they'll be excited about that.
Exactly. Yeah. There'll be a AI union soon for like the fake actors.
There should be an AI union for all AI. That part's terrifying.
All AI needs a union. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Hey, but did you say you have to bounce in, 4 minutes? Is that accurate?
I don't know. What time is it over there?
It's 2:26, bud.
Oh my God, I'm 3 hours late, bro. No, yeah, I need to bounce in 4 minutes. I guess you're right. If I have to do the math and subtract it, I'm the guest. I shouldn't have to do any math right now.
Well,
hey, but let's end this with congratulating you on 100 episodes, dude. Every time I see a clip that you put out, I enjoy it. You have a great voice. You have a great mindset on political views. I think you're
thank you, man.
Just as good as Joe Rogan and those kind of guys. Joe Rogan had fame before his podcast. Honestly, I look back at Joe Rogan and how nicely he treated Kanye. I lost some respect for the guy. So now you're my number one.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. Sweet of you. Thank you, man. Thank you. No, it's been a fun ride, man. And I very similar to movie production. I definitely see this thing going, once I can get people in the studio and I see it going big places and just getting sponsors and, just people generating word of mouth. It's been helpful. And then of course having, people like yourself on 3 times now. I mean, it's created a pretty big buzz around the country, my friend, because of you.
I bring the motherfucking heat.
Similar to John Wick, I bring the heat. Yeah. No, but thank you, man. Kind words. I appreciate you coming on again, and super excited about the handler. Out on platform soon. TBD.
Yep.
I'll make sure I leave the link to the website so you folks go check that out. Follow Chris Levine. What's your handles, Chris? It's on the screen for people listening. Where can they find you?
It's only Chris Levine, and I created that way before OnlyFans, and like now people laugh. They're like, oh, like only like no, because I was the only Chris Levine back in the day, and I don't have an
multiple
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans page that are called Only Chris Levine.
Only Chris Levine.
So you only Chris Levine out there that's creating your OnlyFans page, go fuck yourself. Okay, this is the real deal that we're talking to here.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Chris,
not showing my nudity.
You should, man. I mean,
hey.
The money's right. I was thinking about doing an OnlyFans page. Maybe we'll do one together virtually. Yeah. Thoughts?
Well, OnlyFans doesn't have to be nudity, right? Like rappers and stuff, they use it just as like a more intimate place that they share everyday stuff, right? Yeah. Like you can use it like Instagram, except getting paid from it, and which I will eventually do as well.
Yeah, it's like an Instagram feed that you charge your followers for. Sounds
exactly
like a slam dunk. All right, we'll sidebar that. Maybe we'll do one. I like it.
Yeah.
No, but good, dude. Good talking to you, man. Good luck with everything. Proud of what you've done. Super excited about seeing the handler. And since you cut this short, obviously on purpose for some reason, we'll have to do this again.
We do. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what we're doing? I'm headed to the beach to do an after credit scene for the handler right now. Actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little Marvel thing. So like after the credits, there'll be another scene to. Whether I survive or not, I don't know.
Maybe to set up like a sequel or something.
Maybe.
Spoiler alert. All right, I'm excited to
Investors
see it.
watching, give us
Boom, boom.
money.
Hey, that's a great way to have me not be mad at you for you cutting this short. So well done. Congrats. I better see your Instagram story so you're not full of shit. So
I will share.
geo-track that shit, son. All right, buddy. Good talking to you, man.
Exactly. You too, brother. Take care of yourself.
All right, brother. You too, man. Later.